Welcome to Centered Presents The Future of Health. Join me, Christina Walecka, along with Dr. Molly Brown, as we dive deep into the world of brain-based wellness.
In each episode, we will explore cutting-edge insights and practical techniques that empower you to achieve optimal health and super high-energy living.
Tune in and start your journey toward a healthier, more vibrant you. Welcome to Centered Presents The Future of Health. I'm Christina Walecka.
And I'm Dr. Molly Brown.
And today we are talking about pain, rehabilitation, and peak performance, and focusing on understanding the body's potential for healing and excellence. Molly, did you know that more than 50 million adults in the United States alone suffer from chronic pain? That's approximately 20% of the adult population, making it one of the most common reasons Americans seek medical care.
It doesn't surprise me. In fact, it's probably higher, because I think a lot of times people get so used to the pain that they don't know how good they can actually feel.
When someone comes into your clinic and says, like, I have pain, what is your immediate kind of response, or what do you tell them?
If people primarily come in for pain or a sports performance issue, I usually direct them right to the AMIT work, the AMIT method, which is the Advanced Muscular Integration Technique. And we start with an evaluation of 34 different muscles and an atlas evaluation, and we check the neuromuscular strength of the body. You know, if it's an injury and it's actually like a localized pain, it's very quick resolution with that technique. I'm very fortunate to be able to use it in my clinic at a high level, but there can be pain related to autoimmune and sort of systemic inflammation in the body. There can be pain related to hormone imbalance. There can be pain related to trauma in the body. And so it's very individualized, our approach, and we sort of work through it depending on, you know, what the health history is of the person.
What are kind of some of the things people are currently doing outside of this scope of work, kind of the more Western normal approaches people are taking that clearly aren't working?
A lot of times we see people come in and they're trying to manage pain. So maybe they've been in a boot for a while if they have an Achilles strain, or they've been told to rest, or they're taking painkillers. Or I'm always surprised at, you know, the amount of Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen, rest, icing, that it seems so basic and outdated to me. Our solutions are quick and instant with pain and have them feeling better than they can ever remember feeling or know that they could feel, and just see them really transform that way.
How quickly do people start to actually see results?
Instantly. Like the most common comment I get is, I didn't believe that this would happen. And we get instant results with pain, usually when people stand up off the table or when they go exercise and, you know, they come back and they say, I can't ever remember feeling this way.
Is there maintenance?
Once the muscle activation technique is done and those muscles are firing, people always want to know what they can do. I mean, really, you just have to be an active person and live your life. Just walking around becomes therapeutic once the muscle correction has been made.
And this can kind of take place at any age. It doesn't
I use it with my kids. It really is a game changer for kids, because it doesn't turn into a bigger injury or anything that interrupts their life. If they have something simple like a sprained ankle or a pulled hamstring or even a neck injury, they're back to play the next day.
So kind of transitioning from pain to peak performance, if say an athlete comes in and they're just like, I just want to take myself to the next level.
I love working with someone who's very motivated to be their best. I love that approach. And so we have, 15 different modalities that we draw on in our clinic, but definitely the neurofeedback QNRT combo with the brain-based wellness. My description of that is that people begin to operate at 10 times the normal person. So they're operating more efficiently. Their emotions are more balanced, their nervous system's more balanced, their body's functioning better, they're sleeping better, their hormones are balanced. That approach in combination with the AMIT method, it's amazing the level of human performance and human potential can be achieved.
Kind of really taking athletes to the next level.
Athletes, people who want to, take their work to the next level, students, parents can operate better with their children, kids can operate in a more efficient way in school, in a more positive way.
It's so interesting to me because we constantly, I know myself, I know my parents, I know anyone is always in pain or suffering, like going to get massages or just complaining.
Mhm.
And everyone seeks out solutions, but they don't really ever find a solution. And they just
Yeah.
keep trying these same things that clearly aren't
Well,
working.
and that was, I thought, I thought I would spend my life managing neck pain. I had a lot of head injuries and soccer. I played soccer, a lot of soccer injuries, concussions, car accidents, horse injuries. And I thought I would, I started doing yoga. I would live each week for that, or once a month
Yeah.
for a massage. I thought I would spend my life managing neck pain. I never have neck pain anymore. I can travel around, I can fly, I can do all the things that would previously aggravate my neck. Any sport, and my neck is always perfect. It is never in pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure so many people would die literally
Yeah.
to have that feeling.
And that's what we see as a reproducible result with simple pain like neck, shoulder, back, ankle, leg, hamstring.
I always go back to this, but the managing versus the fixing. And someone, I forget where I heard this, but you go into a massage and you leave feeling like better and relaxed. But then all of a sudden, the same symptoms, the same pains are coming back a week later. And then you go get another massage. And that's the difference again versus the managing. And it's just like, okay, I feel
Yeah.
better temporarily
Yeah.
versus actually fixing what's
When
wrong.
you correct the muscle and engage a muscle, when you go out and use it and you perform and you are active and you're doing sports, you will get better with that activity level. Whereas otherwise, if the muscle isn't engaged and corrected properly, you're unstable and you're susceptible to further injury. That's how you know it's a permanent correction, when you go and challenge yourself and you get better with that challenge.
And that's the craziest thing about the Western medical world is I don't think any doctor is telling you after you have an injury, like, get back out there, go
No,
play
because
soccer, go
you're susceptible to
ski.
injury because that area is unstable. Yeah, it's really mind blowing that there are systems out there that can instantly help you perform, feel, and be better. And that, I think that's our goal, right? Is to get it out as a viable solution to be available to as many people as possible. And people always ask me, do you not take any new clients? And we're always taking new clients because we're always finishing out the people that are
Yeah.
coming in. They're done. We don't, half the people we barely ever see again. And we see them years later and they're like, their lives have completely transformed and changed in all ways.
Well, we're lucky enough today on the topic of pain and rehabilitation and peak performance to be joined by Ryder Sarchett.
Ryder is an incredibly talented and disciplined athlete. And he came in with typical injuries that plague probably most skiers:
Here's how.
back pain, previous knee surgery, knee injury. And he ended up in a very short amount of treatment time going over to Europe and winning the Junior World Cup by 600ths of a second.
It's really kind of a miracle story because wasn't he like kind of on the bench, like wasn't really even a contender. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he comes and wins the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely plagued with injury, but the thing about Ryder is that he's so disciplined and he's so focused on performance. Like, he really loves it. And so you take that combination of personal attributes, and it's really like, it's no surprise, actually. He's always been so talented. It's no surprise that he's achieving this level of success.
And he's somebody who, again, like puts the work. He not only does he work so hard, but he's so open minded to all these different practices and just wants the best and wants
Yeah,
to
I
get
think he
better.
was raised in a holistic way and he himself has that interest. So I think he'll, continue to have a bright future.
So let's jump on a call with Ryder. Hi, Ryder. Welcome to Center Presents the Future of Health. If you wouldn't mind, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with pain and injury?
Yeah, for sure. My name's Ryder Sarchett. I'm with the U.S. ski team, and I've been skiing my whole life. And I tore my ACL when I was 16, and so ever since then, it's just been ongoing, like battle
How
of
old are you now?
keeping that.
Just
I'm 20. I'm
okay.
20 now, and so the past 4 years, I've been an ongoing battle with the knee, and then skiing, as many know, has a lot of pressure on your back. So I've been dealing with a lot of back problems as well, just on and off, never actually found anything that like helped. I mean, I could find things that would maybe offer some like quick relief, but nothing felt like it fixed the problem. So I had just been struggling with that my whole career actually. So yeah. that's kind of my story with pain and injuries.
What were you doing? And I guess what have your teammates been doing to try to solve this pain or deal with it?
And also, is it common on your ski team? Like, would you say most people were in pain or suffering from injury already at such a young age?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's very common. Like out of my teammates on the US ski team, I think all of them have on and off back pains, and none of us, I mean, besides myself now, but we all didn't really have like the answer, like nothing. We could like have our physical therapist, like give us a quick fix, by massaging and like releasing some stuff, but it would seem to always come back, so it seems like no one in the ski world on the US ski team really has the answer, at least my teammates. So yeah, it was just ongoing, and it's brutal because you can't train as much, you're in pain, and it makes the sport a lot worse than it needs to be.
So, what have your results been with the centered clinic, and what have you tried, and how has it helped?
Yeah, I mean, my results have been amazing, and I actually had great results in skiing right after. As I said, I've been dealing with ongoing back pain. It just seems to come and go, and I never really knew what was going to make it come. And I honestly didn't really know what made it go. I just kind of like tried and did my best, but it just kind of a gamble. And I had been dealing with some back pain in early January, and I just reached out to Molly, and she was like super kind and helped. And with the treatment, I was just able to like get back on my feet. And like, I felt like for once in my life, like my body felt connected when I was skiing because of the stuff we fixed. And like my back, just the pain was gone. Like I never had it the rest of the season, and I could ski with like freedom because I wasn't in pain, and I was like had some really good results. I was the world junior champion, like probably like 3-4 weeks after my first treatment at center. So it was actually really good.
It's
But
amazing. So Ryder came in and got one AMIT treatment. We fixed, I think, Ryder, I think we fixed what, four to six muscles.
yeah,
And what was amazing was when he came in for his evaluation, he said, I qualified for a junior World Cup and I really want to be my best. And we did the initial evaluation and it was amazing. I said to him, it's amazing you're competing at this high level of sport because his glute max sacral was shut down, his quads were shut down, the inhibited muscles, and all of his back muscles were inhibited. And we fixed he's such a strong athlete and so talented. And we fixed maybe 4 muscles and everything started firing. So then we talked after that. I said, go out and ski because your body's going to feel quite different this weekend before you go right to the race. So you went out and skied, and after a couple of days, like how did you feel different right after that treatment?
yeah. I mean, it's like night and day. I felt, and like you said, yeah. I honestly, I agree. Like, I don't know how I had the success I had before the treatment. Because like the difference between before, I felt like I was barely making it. Like each turn, to do a turn, it was like I had to do everything in my power to make it. But after the treatment, I almost felt like my turn, like my skiing, came effortless. And I was able to use with the muscles in the right way, and they were firing. And it's just like not only did I not have pain, I felt stronger and I felt more balanced. And obviously, the results are like show that I had the best race of my life just shortly after. And it's crazy how it's like instant. It's like and I've tried a lot of things, and I've worked with a lot of PTs. Like I had a physical therapist for 2 years on the US ski team, and nothing has like helped me. I
It's
mean, nothing against that, but it's
mm,
just it doesn't really produce the results that I was looking for. And but
it's really amazing because so then I said, well, let me know how it goes. All of a sudden I'm like, it's all over. It's like Ryder Sarchett wins the Junior World Cup. And I texted him. I was like, you won the whole thing.
yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Besides PT, did you try anything or did you kind of just stick with what the team told you to do?
Before centered, I mean, obviously I've been an open-minded person, I would say, and I've tried different stuff, like diets and just all over like different styles of training, not lifting weights, and those help. Some of those things help a little bit, but I think is like nothing's gonna make if something isn't firing in your body, it's you're kind of screwed in my opinion. You gotta have that fixed before then the stuff that I do, like some of you know, the non-lifting weights, the functional movements that I do in my training, like that will help even more, But I think first you have to fix the problem. You have to go to the root of the problem, and it's your muscles not firing. So
Yeah, some of those other techniques are not really solutions to the problem. They're more band-aids, which can
Yeah.
end up hurting you
Yeah.
to some extent.
It's a good way to describe it because once the muscles are activated, everything else, like all the quote biohacking techniques and all, everything from sauna to cold plunge and nutrition and everything, it just accelerates and even better. It's almost like an
yeah,
unlimited result you can get with everything else on board.
exactly.
So what advice would you give someone with a similar journey or similar struggles with pain and injury?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first I'd recommend them going to centered and just kind of seeing what parts of your body are firing from the AMIT work. And I think start there. That's the best thing I would describe because I spent years, trying to figure out some solution, and I haven't had any back pain for the past ever since my first treatment. So, I
It's
mean, if that's
amazing.
not enough, I know a lot of skiers in my level, like we really struggle with back pain. It's a big problem. I mean, it's just so you're so compressed, and it's not necessarily like the most natural movement. So, I think a lot of skiers like myself, like I was, their muscles are just not firing in the right way. So, I think people need to just address that before trying to just go, I don't know, trying to figure out something else. They need to just look at the root of the pain.
And then how do you feel actually after adding in some of the other treatments like the shockwave, the pulse magnetic? Because as an athlete, you're always training really hard, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. Well, so I guess the end of the year last year, I kind of partially tore my meniscus and damaged some cartilage, I guess. And luckily you guys were helped me out and I was able to get treatment on it right away.
yeah.
The PEMF and then the Livo2. And I think that helped initially a lot. And then fast forward, I went back, I was in Colorado, so I couldn't do treatment, but I was on a call with the surgeon and he recommended surgery to me for my knee. But he said it was probably 60-40%. He said he kind of wants me to do it, but I was like, okay, if that's what you're saying, I'll heal it with methods that I think are
I'll
more
call
natural.
Molly.
So yeah, I had 2 PEMF sessions a week, and then I did the shockwave, and I went from I was in a ski camp, and I skied 4 days, and just horrible swelling, and I had to stop skiing, and then I went did shockwave PEMF, and now I can play tennis. I can do anything. And the surgeon was telling me I was going to have to rest all summer, and I couldn't play any sports, and that's I wasn't as an active person. I wasn't really okay with just lifting, and just barely making it by. So I'm so thankful that the PEMF and the shockwave made my knee I don't even know it's hurt anymore. It's and the
Really?
surgeon,
Amazing.
yeah, the surgeon and the PT were telling me that this is going to be an ongoing thing for the next year or two that I was going to have to manage, and I wasn't going to be able to play any sports outside of skiing. So, and obviously that that sucks to hear.
Well, yeah,
I
because you
knew,
need to be training, to prepare for the season.
I think after the shockwave and the PMAF, it just healed my knee.
You're not getting any swelling or any pain?
No, I can play. I played 4 hours of tennis 2 days ago. Nothing.
Amazing.
It's
I mean, it just shows so that it's one level, right, to get the muscle activation, have the muscles engaged, communicating with your brain and functioning properly. But it's a whole nother level to get the tissue regeneration with the cellular regeneration, the mitochondrial function of every cell and every muscle in your body. And that's another layer that you did. So we use the PMF, the Livo2, the Vasper, um, and the shockwave, what it does is it's tissue regeneration, and it creates blood vessels at the site of the joint, and then it floods the area with stem cells. So it continues to heal for 12 weeks. So it'll probably just keep getting better.
So all those
Exactly.
people flying to Mexico for stem cells, there's a much simpler
Yeah, it actually does. It can take
solution.
the place of injections,
Yeah.
actually.
And the PMF helps with, and correct me, like just recovery, inflammation, turning over new
Yeah, the
cellular
post-magnetic
rejuvenation.
decreases inflammation, speeds up healing, increases cellular energy, corrects cellular polarity, strengthens every meridian in the body. It's an amazing, it's grounding. It just basically charges up every cell in your body.
And very uninvasive machines.
Ryder, one thing you also added in, which is very specialty, is the neurofeedback. And do you
Yeah,
want to talk about how you feel after that? The neurofeedback balances the brain and can increase focus and concentration. And it's like a secret weapon for athletes as well.
that training helped me a lot because I think I have some strengths where, as we saw it when our first initial test with the feedback, like I don't get super anxious ever. So like I can stay relaxed, but my focus is sometimes a little scattered, That's what we saw. And I know that as a person, like I can just go from here to there. And then through the sessions, yeah, I've been able to like focus a lot more on my tasks. I mean, I'm excited to see the results like in a true ski setting as I haven't skied since, but
Yeah.
in terms of just day-to-day life, like I feel more focused, playing I guess I can say playing tennis. I'm better at tennis, but
You
so
feel a difference adding in the neurofeedback?
oh, definitely. I mean, I would
Amazing.
definitely
Yeah.
recommend it for most athletes. I mean, I've been telling only my close friends because I'm like, this is a kind of a secret hack. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't, because the it's like if your mind is functioning a little bit better than your other athletes, like you just have such an edge. So
Totally.
it's a really big edge to have your body and mind functioning. At
Totally.
the elite level, you need anything you can get to just get a little bit of an edge, even if it's just like 1%, it makes a big difference at the high levels. I mean, what I love about the methods, like with the brain, neurofeedback, and then it's not like some quick fix, like supplement that you can take. I mean, a lot of people want that, like just to get like a quick supplement or something. But it's more like just a fix, there's not something that you guys are selling for like, there's no prescription. And I think a lot of people will go for surgery, they'll go for, this like whatever Adderall or something to try to fix their problems. But I think just for me as an athlete, I want to be able to fix my body myself,
And
and
increase your consciousness around how you feel and your
yeah,
performance, even just like from the ground up. That's what.
Yeah, alter your conscious state of being instead of your subconscious to actually make a change. Well, Ryder, thank you so much for joining us. It's been wonderful to talk to you, and we wish you all the luck and success in your future.
thanks. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for helping me out.
Wow, what an amazing story. And
Yeah.
the opportunities are endless. I mean, I'm sure we'll be seeing him again on the main stage.
Yeah. So then he came back for the summer from his freshman year at college and super excited and motivated to do anything else he could, right? So then we really created a comprehensive program for him. We've only ever done one AMIT appointment. So we did a second AMIT appointment.
You hear that? One AMIT and Worlds.
Yeah, yeah.
To anyone listening.
Yeah. So it was really remarkable. So we have so many modalities for people who are interested in taking their performance to a high level. So
Well, the one thing we've also kind of touched base on in the past, but it's not just for healing and fixing. It is for preventative work as well.
preventative and performance in whatever sector you want.
So, Ryder, awesome. So happy for him. He's going to do amazing things. But what about your everyday person?
It's really the combination of modalities is what makes our clinic world class. It's something that nobody offers that exact combination of modalities. We're so confident we have the tools to bring people to their best self, their highest performing self in whatever sector they're interested in, that our work is super exciting for us. And it just opens up unlimited possibilities for pretty much every single person that walks in our door.
Yeah. And again, I think a lot of people think they are okay, or again, they're just like managing and they could be so much better. So this work really ties into that preventative, get yourself to where you want to be, but also kind of the post operation.
Just so where your energy is more fluid, you're feeling happy. Like when someone feels happy, that, it's unlimited what that does in your life. So many opportunities open. And that's, I think, one of our strengths is that we really have the ability to hold this model of health that is higher than most people think is possible. And our whole staff has the unique ability to really inspire every single person.
I think a lot of people almost forget like what happy feels like.
Yeah.
So that is our goal. Well, thank you for joining us on our episode of Pain, Rehabilitation, and Peak Performance. If you know anyone suffering from chronic pain who is looking to advance their skill set in sports and performance, please feel free to share this episode, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Centered Presents The Future of Health. If you're interested in learning more, please visit us at drmollybrown.com or email us at media@drmollybrown.com.